Hi, I am Nisha Gogri, faculty for your strategic management subject. Little bit about myself. I am chartered accountant and a company secretary. I am in teaching profession since over a decade. I take law, taxation, strategic management and economics. I love dancing, shopping, painting and traveling. So this is about myself. Coming to the subject, strategic management. Now, the subject is theoretical, we all know, and it's very simple, logical, conceptual, very simple. So what's the problem? Now, the problem comes in writing part. That's the only problem which I think is faced by majority of the students. We have to write it down, the management things, long answers and the concepts and everything. So how do we overcome that? Now, writing in strategic management subject is difficult because majority of us do not have English as our first language. It is Hindi, Gujarati, Marathi, Telugu, God knows what. But English for us is not the first language. So what many times we do is, we think in our first language. We convert that into English and then we write it down. So when this transition takes place from thinking in one language to converting into other language, that's where the problem comes. And then when we actually write it down, the sentence might not come as we had thought. So it might have lost its essence. So how to overcome that? Now, in every topic or for every subject or chapter, there will be few important words. We will be focusing on those important words. Right? So what we will do, we will understand the topic conceptually and logically. We will learn few important words. We will learn few important words. Those words has to come in our answer. Those words has to come in our answer. And then write it in your own language. Now we can simplify our theoretical subject. How will you go through this subject? Or how will we go through this subject? Now, you all have got material of the chapter. So while I am teaching you, you'll keep that material with you. Keep one pen or a pencil or a marker with you. Underline the words or the lines which I will underline here. Just go through those. Those will be your important words or lines that should come in your answer. And otherwise you can frame your own answer. So we are not ratifying. We are not ratifying whole of the topic or whole of the long answers. No, we are not going to do that. We will understand the topic. We will learn few words which should come in your answer and then frame our answer in our own words. Right? So you just need a pen or a pencil or a marker with your material. Now, how the material flow goes. The material is in the flow as given in the institute material. So as given in your module, the flow is the same, just simplified bit. I've added few charts which can help us understand the topic more clearly. But I have not simplified the language to some, say 5-6 standard level. That I have not done. So yes, at times you might feel the language is yet not very simple. We don't want very simple language. We want this topic to be done as given by the Material Institute. Right? So we don't want to simplify it very much. But yes, we have simplified to the extent which we can understand and write it in our own words. Right? Now each chapter includes questions, and each question we will discuss in the class as soon as the topic will go forward. After the end of each chapter, I have added objectives, MCQs and true or false. So I have added the objectives at the end of the chapter. As soon as we finish the chapter, we will go through all the MCQs, all the objectives together. Right? The answers box is given. There you will write down the answers on your own for the objectives. Clear? So this is how we will move forward in the strategic management subject. Right. Starting today with the first chapter, Introduction to Strategic Management. Take out your material, first page, Introduction to Strategic Management. Ready? Let's get started. The first chapter, Introduction to Strategic Management. So in this chapter, basically, we are going to learn what is strategic management and how it evolved. So basically, many years back, there was no subject as management. No college used to teach management as subject. How did it came? 1911, Harvard Business School introduced to its student few cases. Harvard Business School introduced to its students few cases related to management, which the students used to study and write their own thesis. And that is how an integrative course in the management was introduced. Integrative course. So it was not a standalone subject. It was an integrative course where students did only case studies. Then nothing happened. And in 1969, American Assembly of Collegiate Schools of Business, American Assembly of Collegiate Schools of Business, which is a regulatory body, actually made business policy, a course on business policy, a mandatory requirement. And that is how from then the subject has been evolved. And now we have management schools, we have business schools, and we don't have only one subject in management. We have lots of subjects in management. ठीक है? Now, strategic management is a very heavy term. Strategic management is a very heavy term, and it has evolved over the years. It has evolved over the years. Let's go step by step the evolution of strategic management. Now, the first term which comes is business policy. The first term which comes is business policy. Let's go ahead with it. Now, right now, I'm just giving you brief explanation of the evolution of strategic management. Then, in detail, we will do with the material. Okay, alright. Now, business policy. The term itself explains a lot of things. It's the policy made for businesses. It's the policy. Business policy is nothing but the policy made for businesses. What policies? Now, say for example, you have exams in November or May. You will have some plan ready. How many subjects are there? From where you are going to take classes. Say your coaching is done. So now you will have a timetable. How are you going to study on your own or with the friends or whatever the situation is? This is nothing but a plan. Right? Plan at our level. Imagine a plan at company level. That is nothing but business policy. So it is just the policy which is made for the businesses. After that comes a term called management. What is management? Now, whenever this term comes, as soon as this term comes, there are two ways with which we can think what is management. First portion. Top management of our organization. The directors, CEO, CFO, all the officers, right? So those are nothing but top management. They are the brains of organization. So top managements are nothing but the brains of the organization. Why is organization set up? What are its mission? What is its vision? Where does it want to reach? How will we reach there? So these are nothing but the thoughts coming from the brains of the company. The other portion of the management is this, many of you must be aware. Planning, directing, staffing, control, and so on. So the planning, when we plan for our company, foresee future, where do we want to reach? Directing, how will we reach there? Staffing, what person we will need? So we need few people in advertising, we need few people in production, we need few people in marketing, finance, yes, so we'll do proper staffing. Control, how will we decide? There are no thefts in the company is running smoothly, properly, efficiently, effectively by putting some controls. So that is also one of the management. So whenever the term management comes, there are two ways to define management. It is one, the top management of the company, the brains of the company, and on the other hand, the managerial diversification. Managerial diversification of the activities to be done. Right. From business policy, we went to management. From management, we'll go to strategy. What is the main job of managers? To design a strategy. What will be our strategy to crack exam? What will be the Tata Motors strategy to increase its sales? What will be Reliance strategy in telecom sector to become the topmost competitor? So the strategies come from management. Strategies are nothing but a path given to the company. how and where to go. Right? Combine. Sorry. The management who designs strategy will now be called as strategic management. So what is the main work of strategic management? To make strategies for whole organization. To make strategies for whole organization. Is this clear? So basically, it's the 4 terms. Business policy. From there, go to management, who will make those business policies. Then comes strategy. Strategies are nothing but the path. Where to go, how to go. And when you combine strategy and management, it will become strategic management. So those people or those top management level managers who are involved in making strategies for the company are part of strategic management. Is this clear? So this is just the crux of the today's topic. Let's do it in detail. Right? Chalo. Come to the material. We'll start with the term business policy. What is business policy? Now, business policy in a very simple language is nothing but to make policies for business. To make policies for business. Now, what do we mean by policy? Policy will be actually set of rules. Like many times we listen that in our company there is a policy. Say for example, if we come 15 minutes late, they deduct our half day salary. So that is one policy. Say the company's policy is we do not work after office hours. That is also one of the company policy. So company policies are nothing but few set of rules designed to ensure the company is running smoothly. So if say there are no rules and we don't know what we are supposed to do in the company, there will be haywire. No, complete chaos in the company. So to ensure that everybody knows their work, everybody knows what they are expected to do, we write down the policies. And then we follow those policies. So basically, there will be 3 stages in policy making. First, formulate policy. So we have to formulate the policy, write down each policy we want for our company. Second, implement the policy. Check whether the policy written are implemented actually. That is the third part, that is control. So there will be 3 stages: policy formulation, policy implementation, and then control. Checking whether the policy formulated is properly implemented or not. Okay? Now, the first person who gave definition of business policy, William Glueck. William Glueck simply said that the evolution of business policy arose from the development in using of planning techniques by managers. How this business policy term came? How has business policy term evolved? So what they are saying, to make policy, what do we know? What do we need? We need managers who has to know what is our day-to-day activity, where do we want to reach, and the long range planning. So what? we have to do on day-to-day basis. Then foresee future, see the future, and then the long range planning. Coming down to us as a chartered accountant students. Say my exam is in November. I have 4 months left and my coaching for group 1 is done. So this is the stage where I am. Now in the 4 months, next 4 months, I have to finish coaching of my group 2, revise all the subjects of group 1 and group 2 and write exam. So what will we do? First we know our long range planning. We have 4 months. The ultimate thing is we have to write exam. So what will be the long range planning? 4 months, divide 2 months for group 2 coaching. The other 2 months for studying. Done. This is the long range planning. Foresee the future. How do we foresee the future? Now, say for example, I know that I am also working. Now I don't have as much time as 4 months. I'll have lesser time. So accordingly, I'll change my plan. Coming down, I have 2 months for studying, 2 months for coaching. Day-to-day planning. Cut down to day-to-day planning. आज क्या करना है? What we have to do today. What we are supposed to do today. For that, we make timetable. And many of us do. I have also done. I used to write day-to-day plan. Say for example, getting up in the morning, I know that today I am supposed to finish my 4 chapter of say strategic management. That is my day-to-day planning. So combining all this, managers will make business policy. Start with day-to-day planning. That is the shortest form. Foresee future and then the long range planning. So of all this, what we get? Strategic planning. Why word strategic? Strategic word is very simple. Rational, analytical. I am repeating. Rational, analytical means after proper research and after proper thinking. That is after proper analysis and considering all the situations possible. So when strategic planning or strategic management comes, it means they have done proper analysis, proper research and have considered the environment. Okay? So when a company makes its policy or when the managers make the policy for the company, they have to see the environment, they have to see their competitors and they have also to see where they are standing, where they want to reach. So that comes under strategic planning. Who will make strategic planning? Strategic management. Who will do the planning? Managers. Who will make strategic planning? Strategic management. How to make it? 3 stages. Formulate, implement, control. So first we have to formulate our policy. Make policy. We have to formulate our policy. Formulation. First step. Then check whether it is implemented. Implement it. Right. Once formulated, now implement. Today I had thought I'll finish 4 chapters of strategic management. Start implementing. Start with the first chapter. Then comes control. At the end of the day, see whether these 4 chapters were completed or Not. Completed? Very good. Not completed. We have to then analyze where the problem came. Were we on phone too much? We started watching a movie, started talking with the friend, went out. What were the problems came? Where we could not implement our strategy formulated. So that will come under control. So the basic three terms, you just learn it. Any policy, any strategy, we have to formulate, implement and control. ठीक है? As defined by Christensen and others. Now, what does this person says? Business policy is nothing but the study of the functions and responsibilities of senior management. It is the study of the functions and responsibilities of senior management. Now we just did that it is the responsibility of managers. It is the responsibility of managers to formulate business policy, to write down the policy for the company. So that comes under their functions, roles or responsibilities. Business policy, what does it does? It goes through the crucial problems that affects the success of the company. Did we watch too much TV? Or we were too much on phone, Netflix, or we went out? What were the problems? Or what were the problems which were there, which did not let our 4 chapters complete? So, every company should know its crucial problems which can affect the success of the company. And who will see this? Senior management. Because senior management is the brain of our company. The decisions that determine the direction of the organization and shape its future. Why not all companies are successful? Everybody wants success, but not every company is successful. It depends on management, how they are thinking, how serious they are in their work, how they are directing the company to achieve its future. So many times we have seen that, say as soon as we see Reliance, we see this graph. But say for example, we saw Kingfisher Airlines or many airlines for that example, we saw this graph. So many times the success or the failure of the company depends on the brain of the company. And who is the brain of the company? Management. So it is the responsibility of management to give the direction to the company. And how do they do that? By formulating a proper business policy. By formulating a proper business policy. What are the problems which can come in making business policy? There will be problems. There will be many problems. See. Choice of purpose. So there can be so many purpose of the company. What to choose? Say for example, my purpose is profit making. My company's main objective is profit making. But say your company's main objective is serving poor. Or someone else's main objective is the environment, growth of the environment, or their success lies in the benefit of the environment. So yes, there can be different purposes. Now we have to choose what will be the purpose of our company. So that is a big problem. That is second, molding organizational character and identity. What will be the company's character? What will be the company's identity? Now, why this is a problem? The problem comes when there are lots of characters available in the market. The company is genuine. The company is wax. The company cannot be trusted. This company can be trusted with the blind eyes. Now, whenever the name of Tata comes, the Tata term is associated with the word trust. But when Reliance, many times I have heard people saying, chore company hai. So that we don't know from here what is happening in the company. This is the picture we are showing from outside. Sorry, that's the picture we are seeing from outside. What they are showing or how they are behaving. So it's a very big problem how you want people to see our company. How we want to mold our organization's character and identity. कंपनी की आइडेंटिटी कैसी होगी, कंपनी की कैरेक्टरिस्टिक कैसी होगी. Mobilization of resources. I missed one point, we'll do it later. Mobilization of resources for attainment of the goal in the face of competition or adverse circumstances. Mobilization of resources, again a big problem. What do we mean by mobilization of resources? Say my raw material is available in Hyderabad, but I get good workers in Surat. Packaging department is very good in Ahmedabad. Marketing is very good at Mumbai. Can we work like that? No. We have to mobilize the resources at one place. We have to mobilize the resources at one place. So that mobilization of resources also is a very big task for defining a business policy, because company has to then design its business policy accordingly. Say for example, I decide to set up an industry in Surat, where now I know that I'll get my raw material from Hyderabad, I'll make it in Surat. Marketing is in Mumbai, near, I can manage. Yes, that can be done. But say for example, I want to set up an industry in Hyderabad, where there is raw material. I'll get people here. I'll set up my marketing team in Hyderabad. It's okay, we can get people. But are we ready to incur that cost? That we have to see. So from where we are getting material, people, combine it, mobilize it. Finance, mobilize it. That is a problem, but that's what everybody of us has to do. Mobilizing the resources from wherever we get to the best place possible, so that it helps in the growth of the organization. And then one problem, which is continuous definition of what needs to be done. Every day we have to think what we have to do. What to do to increase sales. What to do to reduce cost. What to do to get finance. What to do to get loan. So there will be lots of questions. Lots and lots of questions of what to do. Again, those answers we will get from business policy defined by management. Business policy emphasis on rational analytical aspect of strategic management. I told you this. Rational analytical aspect. Rational analytical. Rationally thought, properly analyzed. Rationally thought, properly analyzed. And then made a framework. Make a framework. Outline. Company ki boundary. What company wants to do. Where it wants to reach. How we will reach there. For understanding strategic decision making in organization, and it helps managers to make preparation for handling general management responsibilities effectively. So what is the main work of business policy? What is the main work of business policy? It helps in understanding strategic decision making in organization. Business policy, we made a framework. Where company wants to reach, how it will reach. I told you, business policy means set of rules. What we are supposed to do. So obviously it will help organization in decision making. If say for example my policy is, we will not cheat our customers. So now no matter what, everybody in the company knows, top to end, we will not cheat our customers. So that is one policy, designed, framed, which helps in decision making. So now for example, if any employee is confused, whether we can cheat our customers or not, there is no confusion because our business policy is not to cheat our consumers. As simple as that. So it helps us to know how to take decisions strategically in the company. It also helps managers to know their roles and responsibilities, because in policy everything would have been mentioned properly. So now even managers know how they can use their roles and responsibilities in more efficient manner. How simple is that? So basically, in a very simple language, I'll say, policy is nothing but set of rules. Policy is nothing but set of rules. Those rules which will help us know what we are supposed to do. As simple as that. ठीक है? Next topic, management. I told you, management term will be divided into two parts. First I am doing first part, then we'll come to the second part. Second part is very simple. First part, whenever the term management comes in our mind, the first thing which comes is top managers of the company. Directors, CEO, CFO, officers. So those will make the management of the company. Key group of organization in charge of its operation. This is the key group which is in charge. The directors, the CEOs, the CFOs, they are in charge of the whole company. So that's nothing but the key group. We can write it down here. So this will help us understand what is the key group. Right. Chief organ. Management is the chief organ, सबसे important part of our body. Obviously heart, but also brain. So I tell management as brain of the company. because they make all the decisions not only on the basis of love, after properly analyzing the situation practically. So I say management is the brain of the company. It is the chief organ entrusted with the task of making it a purposeful and productive entity. It is the responsibility of the management to make some purpose out of the company, to bring the purpose out of the company, to make it more productive. Company has to be productive and efficient. Only then it can survive in the market. So who will check whether the company is productive or not? Whether the company has some meaningful purpose or not? Management. Then, task of bringing together and integrating the disorganized resources of manpower, money, technology into functional whole. Mobilization of resources, we just did. It is the responsibility of management to now can you see? They have said the same thing but in different language. So here also you can simply write mobilizing the resources of manpower, money, technology. Say you can also include material. Yes. So just mobilize the resources. Who will mobilize the resources? Who will make sure that all the resources from different places are at one place and are working properly, smoothly? Management. Simple. With proper management, company becomes a unified functioning system. It becomes a unified means one. The company becomes one. So now the company is not money, material, technology, marketing, production, different? No. Everything coming together then makes one company. So it is a unified functioning system when management systematically mobilizes and utilizes the diverse resources effectively and efficiently. Same thing. But now what they have added is company, after mobilizing all the resources, the company will now become one, unified. So all the resources together function smoothly, effectively, efficiently. Whose role it is? Management. When I say management is the brain of the company, means it is the management's thoughts who will decide the survival and success of the company. A very basic example, a very simple example. Mukesh Ambani, Anil Ambani. One company. It is all the brains. So, it is the management who decides the success and survival of the company. It facilitates organizational change and adoption for effective interaction with environment. Environmental change and adoption. Now, this is very important. When again and again I am saying that management is the brain of the company. Management is the brain of the company. Why? Now, say for example, Your exams are in November. I continue with one example per day so that it helps us to understand the topic. Right. Now exams are in November. 2 months coaching, 2 months self-study. We had divided like this. But a wedding came in our house and my plans were changed. 10 days went into wedding. Now what will I do? I will adapt myself because there was some external environment change. There was some change. So can I do that? Because of some 10 days wedding, say I just lose my attempt? Now I will give in May because my 10 days were wasted. No. We'll try to cover up those 10 days in some other days, or we will ensure, because wedding won't come overnight. Hai na? We'll know that there'll be wedding in my house. Say at least I'll know 15 days before. Right. So if I know 15 days before, I'll plan my work accordingly. Even in those 10 days, I'll try to even study for 3-4 hours so that there is no much backlog. Now my timetable will change accordingly. So imagine this was a small event in our house which changed our planning for 4 months. A company, a big company with so many products, so many people, a small change can affect it so much. Competitors overnight came with heavy discounts. Our sales might just drop down. An external change. We have to adapt ourselves. Either we focus more on quality or we also come out with discount, whatever. So that will be the management's decision how to adapt for that change. If we don't adapt, we might lose. It is said, right? Change is permanent. Things will keep on changing. We have to adapt ourselves towards the change. Okay? So, this all things comes down to one thing. Management is the brain of the company. Success and survival of the company depends on management. Management mobilizes the resources, make company as unified functioning system. It will help company to adapt in case of any environmental change. All the points done. Right. Coming to the next part of management. Now this part is more simple. Management also means set of interrelated functions. Interrelated. They are all interrelated with each other. Planning, organizing, directing, staffing, control. And there are many more other functions. I have taken these 5 right now. So these all together will make management. Each point in detail. Planning. What do we plan? We will determine company's goal. What is the main goal of the company? Many people ask this question. Where do you want to reach after 10 years? What are your goals in your life? So if we have, our company will also have. So the first planning is determination of goals. Second, organizing. Organize everything. Design of the organization. How I want my organization. Do I want to divide my organization product wise? Say toothpaste, soap, clothes. I will divide my, say, company product wise. Or I want to divide my company zone wise. East, west, north, south, central. So depends. Depends on company, depends on the management. How they want to organize, how they want to design their company. Directing. mobilize the resources, सब इकट्ठा करो. Staffing, make sure proper person is given proper job. Imagine a marketing person sitting in finance person in production, complete chaos. So there should be proper staffing. Allocation of task and resources among the personnel and activity units. And last, control, to see whether the functioning is proper, as planned, effective and efficient. So installation of control system to ensure whatever is planned is achieved. So whatever we planned, are we able to achieve it? Yes, very good. Means we are running efficiently. If not, check where is the problem. Improve. Simple. Right. Now, management is an influence process. Sorry. Management is an influence process. Now, because it is the top managers, all the low level people in the company will look up at the management, what they are doing. You know, we always feel that what our boss is doing is right. If our boss uses company stationery for personal use, we will also use. But if our boss is professional, we will also become professional. So we look up to know what we are expected to do. So management is an influence process. You have to influence people. Only then they will work for us. To make things happen, to gain command over phenomena. Phenomena means success or series of successes. So if we want success, we have to make sure that the things are happening as planned. To induce and direct events and people in particular manner. This is nothing but giving direction. See whether the people are going in the direction as we want. The events are flowing in the direction as we want. The influence is backed by. Now, why will we be influenced by our managers or the top management? First, power. They have power to fire us. We better follow. Second, competence. Say we are too much impressed with our manager. Like he is highly competitive. He is highly competent. Very knowledgeable. Yes. Our management has to be knowledgeable. And very important, resources. We need to have proper resources. Make sure right resources at right time are available. We have to make sure right resources at right time are available. So only then people will follow their management, or vice versa. Only then management can influence their people. Right? What will management do? It will formulate. It will formulate. What it will formulate? Our goals, our objectives, our vision. Company's goal, company's objective, company's vision. So, it will formulate the goal, objective, vision. Accordingly, make strategies. Accordingly, make strategies. What will be our company's strategy to achieve that goal? So make strategy, to cope, adapt, adjust. We did it in environmental change. It's very important to cope up, adapt and adjust with the behavior and changes of the environment. So meaning thereby, our strategy should be made in such a manner that we can adapt easily. Means our strategy should be flexible enough. We keep on saying that keep buffer days. Buffer days means extra days. Keep extra days for your studies. What if some unforeseen event comes? Buffer days will help. Say, in our example, a wedding popped up, or there were some health issues which we had not expected. There, our buffer days will help. We will adapt our plans, our strategies accordingly. But we might not change our goal. So we know where we want to reach. But we will make sure there is a space in the strategies made that if some problem comes, we still can achieve our goal. So hence, the main work of management will be to make such strategies which will help its enterprise to adapt, cope up and adjust to reach to their goals. Right. Next topic. Concept of strategy. What is strategy? I think by now we all know what is strategy. Strategy is nothing but the plan. A plan made by the company to reach to their goals. A plan made by the company to reach its goals with the help of the means available. This is new term. Means available are nothing but resources. Our management already mobilized our resources. With the help of these mobilized resources, now we'll make the plan which will help company to achieve its goals. So the main thing is to relate our goals with the means available. Right. Now, concept of strategy. Businesses have to respond to dynamic and often hostile external forces while pursuing their mission and objectives. Yes, management has to face all the dynamic environment. Dynamic means constantly changing. Dynamic means constantly changing. And hostile environment. Hostile environment means unfriendly. Competitors are out there. The moment you lose your share, they'll grab it. The moment you become weak, they'll become strong. So we have to face them. This is the work of strategy, which will be designed by management. So, dynamic means constantly changing. Dynamic means constantly changing. Yes, the environment will keep on changing. There will be changes in technology. At one point of time, we were using pagers. Then came cell phones, touchscreen phones, smartphones, smartwatch, smart speakers, smart television. The technology is changing day in, day out. So yes, the environment is constantly changing. Hostile external forces, unfriendly friendly. We are talking about business. Not everybody's friend. Let's just say they are competitors. And if there is competition, may it be healthy. But at the end of the day, there is competition. So to be in the competition, we have to design our strategy in such a way that we can cope up with the changes and the hostile external forces while pursuing their mission and objectives. Intention of bringing strategy into business. What is the main intention of bringing strategy into business? Is to unravel complexity and reduce uncertainty. Unravel complexity. Unravel means open up. Kholo, box ko kholo. Open up. To open the complexity means simplify it. Try to simplify the complex environment and reduce uncertainty. If we become thinker, what will be the next move of our competitor? And what if we are ready? Or we do that move first? Yes. Now the uncertainties are reduced. What if while studying we have prepared with the class? So now last 2 months I only have to do revision. Even wedding comes, health problem comes, I am ready. I am ready to face. Now my uncertainties are reduced, caused by the changes in the environment. So the main work of strategy is to help company. The main work of strategy is to help company to achieve its goal smoothly, to adapt in its environment, and to reduce the chance of losses. So what is the main thing? Whatever goals are there, try to achieve them with the means available. The strategy is nothing but a game plan. It is our game plan. Before every match, even cricketers or footballers or badminton players, kabaddi players will have their strategy. How we are going to win this match? How we are going to play this match? What are the uncertainties? Say new player, we don't know how the player plays. We don't know how much the audience is going to support us. So yes, even they will have a strategy before every match. So obviously we should also have a strategy for the company. It's our game plan. It's our game plan or unified design and एक्शन. कंपनी का एक मेन डिजाइन, वन मेन डिजाइन ऑफ कंपनी, यूनिफाइड डिजाइन फॉर होल कंपनी. How we are going to move forward. That's it. The management uses to achieve organizational objectives and goals in the long run. Considering the market position. What is our market position right now? Are we here? Or here? Or here? Conduct operations. Check how our workings are taking place. Are we working smoothly? Or there are lots of technical errors? Or are we effective? What are our weaknesses? Attract and satisfy customers. Main goal of any business. Our customers should be satisfied. Only then they will stick to us. They will bring new customers. And very important, compete successfully. We have to compete. Obviously we have to compete. We won't be the only player in the market. Monopoly. Only for government. Monopoly is right now only for government. For all other businesses, there will be lots of competition. So compete successfully. And that's how we will make our strategy. It is long range blueprint. Long range blueprint, a blueprint of a building. What is the blueprint of a building? The structure, the first basic structure, how we want our company to look. So the strategy is nothing but the long range blueprint of our company. How we want our company to look. 3 points, very simple. Desired image of the company, the direction and the destination. What it wants to be, what it want to do, where it want to reach. Very simple. Desired image, कैसा दिखना है? How do we want to show ourselves? The direction, how do we want to go there? And the destination, where we want to actually go. So these are the 3 main pillars of designing or making any strategy. Now these are the other 2 definitions which you can go through easily. Both these definitions simply says that strategy is nothing but a design made for company to achieve its goals. What it wants to be in future. How it will reach there. Very simple. Right. Now, strategy is, consciously considered. Consciously considered. After lots of thoughts, lots of research and lots of analysis, a strategy is made. So, a strategy is consciously considered and very important, flexibly designed scheme. This we have already done. Our strategy has to be flexible enough for companies to adapt, cope up and adjust. Right? So it has to be consciously considered and flexibly designed. It also provides an integrated framework for top management. Right? However, it mobilizes the resources. Yes, strategy will help in mobilizing the resources to direct the human effort and behavior, staffing, direction, handle events and problems, to perceive and utilize opportunities, and very important, to meet the challenges and threats for corporate survival and success. All these points we've already done. So you know. So why do we need strategy? We need strategy to mobilize our resources. We want to get all the resources together. Give direction to your people, how to work. Handle the events and problems. Any problem comes, we know what to do. Or we will find a way of doing it. Perceive and utilize opportunities. Many times we ignore the opportunity and then we regret. Oh my God, I lost that opportunity. I could have worked more harder. When classes were going on daily, if I would have done daily revision, last 2 months would have been more easy. But I lost that time. But others might utilize the opportunity. Only 4 hours class, 3 hours I'll study. So last 2 months I'll have to study less. Or I'll give more time for test and revision. So now it's up to us. How do we utilize our opportunities? Strategy, very important, is not a substitute for good management. Very important. Strategy is not a substitute for good management. Just because my strategies are very nice, does that mean I don't need proper managers? No. Who will implement those strategies? Say for example, I give you a strategy. Study 7 hours a day. Do these topics every day. Make a schedule. Sit at morning 7. Properly study. Like all the strategies I design and give it to you. And then I don't even check. Some might follow, some might not. Because there is no control. There is no one who can influence us, who can motivate us. Humans need motivation to be in the subject, to be in the race. So, just a strategy won't help a company. Company need good managers. They are our brain. So it is not a substitute for sound, alert and responsible management. Strategy can never be perfect or flawless. Not possible. Every strategy might have some imperfection. Why? Because of the changes in the environment. Today, we made some strategy, thinking a particular situation. See, after 10 days, situation changed. Now this strategy is useless. I have to make a new strategy, or I have to make changes in my old strategy. So yes, we need a strategy which is flexible and adaptive. It can never be 100% perfect that this strategy throughout we can use. Not possible. Because environment is constantly changing. So, strategy can never be perfect or flawless. It is in the very nature of the strategy that it is flexible. Strategy has to be flexible. Because if some external pressure comes, our company must be able to handle it. Our company must be able to handle it and come out of that problem. For that, either we can make new strategy or we might make changes in our old strategy. In sound strategy, allowances are made for possible miscalculation and unanticipated events. Possible miscalculation. We might have miscalculated our hours. Say, I need 5 days for my SM. I gave only 4 days. Then I realized that, oh my God, I'll need 5 days. So I'll need a day more. Get from the buffer days. Now you remember, now are you connecting everything? Yes, it is one and the same. We need buffer days. We need our strategy to be flexible. Is this clear? Now, very important, strategy is partly proactive and partly reactive. Proactive. We take initiation. I will initiate something. Reactive. Let others initiate. I will follow. That is reactive. So proactive means the person who thinks, forces, makes decision first. Reactive. On the decisions already made by someone, I now react. For example, say Vodafone gave 4G internet, say at rupees 399, unlimited. Others didn't thought of this thing. Now the reaction, all other companies started doing the same. So Vodafone will be proactive, using proactive strategy. They were the first ones. Others gave reaction. So theirs will be reactive strategy. After few years, Jio came, gave 5G for free. Now that becomes proactive. And now other companies will give reaction. So their strategies will become reactive strategy. So proactive, who makes first strategy. Reactive, who adopts and gives reaction to the decisions already made. So, do our company want to be proactive or reactive? It depends on the situation, resources, your strengths and your weakness. Depends on situation. In our example, first Vodafone was proactive. Then Jio came. Now Vodafone became reactive. Depending on the situation, depending on the resources. Say for example, Vodafone had good towers and they could make proactive decision. Resources were there at that time. Then it might not have. So now they can become reactive. The strengths and the weaknesses. Jio has a good strength. Amazing management, money. It has very nice money, capital base. It raises amazing money from people. So yes, they have this strength. They became proactive. So, whether a company should be proactive or reactive, no particular answer. A company can be proactive, can be reactive, depending on the situation, resources, and our strengths and weaknesses. So it is possible that at one point of time where company was reactive, for some other decision it can become proactive or vice versa. ठीक है? Proactive actions on the part of managers to improve companies' market position and financial performance. Obviously, the company which will come first can attract more customers. So, mostly company will want to be proactive. Proactive is planned strategy. We had planned on this strategy. We decided this strategy to be implemented. Reactions to unanticipated developments and fresh market conditions. Market changed overnight. Some company made some proactive decisions. Now we have to accept it, adopt it. Clear? Reactive strategy is adaptive reaction to changing circumstances. So proactive is a planned strategy. We planned it. We made the strategy. Reactive is the reaction given on someone else's proactive strategy. Companies' experiences and know-how. What companies' experiences are? What is their know-how? Know-how means the expertise. Know-how means the expertise. So what are the company's expertise? Company's resources, strength and weaknesses, and competitive capabilities. So these all will determine whether we want to be proactive or reactive. Clear? All right, coming to the first set of questions. Yummy foods and tasty foods are successfully competing in the business of ready-to-eat snacks in Patna. Yummy has been pioneer in introducing innovative products. These products will give them good sale. However, Tasty Foods will introduce similar products in reaction to the products introduced by Yummy Foods, taking away the advantage gained by the former. Discuss the strategic approach of these two companies, which is superior. Now, Yummy Foods has been pioneer, hence Yummy Food applies proactive strategy, while Tasty Foods applies reactive strategy. There is nothing like no strategy which can be superior than others. Reason being, both the strategies can work if you can attract good customers. So, in Yummy Food they had stated that it will give them good sale. And in Tasty Food also they stated that taking away the advantage gained by the former. So, it can take away that. So, depending on your strengths, you can use any strategy and still have success. ठीक है? Write short note on strategy is partly proactive, partly reactive. Again the same thing. Now correct, incorrect. State with the reasons whether the following statement is correct or incorrect. Strategy is a substitute for sound, alert and responsible management. Yes or no? No. Strategy is not a substitute for sound and alert management. Strategies are perfect, flawless and optimal organizational plans. Yes or no? Are strategies perfect? No. Strategies are not perfect or flawless. It has to have the flexible nature. Only then it can adapt itself in the changing environment. A company strategy has always to be proactive in nature. No. Company strategy can be proactive or reactive depending on the situation, environmental change, resources available, strengths and weaknesses. Fine. Let's go to next. The topic, strategic management. It is nothing but the combination of everything we did till now. Business policy, management, strategy, strategic management. So strategic management are those people. Strategic management are those people who will make goals of the company, design objectives of the company, give us the direction how to reach, mobilize all the resources, frame a flexible strategy and control to check whether the strategies so formulated are properly implemented. Up till now, we have done this thing, and that is this strategic management. Combination of everything done till now. Objective. What is the objective of strategic management? To create competitive advantage. To create competitive advantage. Some advantage a company should have, which will help company to outperform the competitors. To guide the company successfully through all the changes in the environment. What if there are lots of changes in the environment? It is the strategic management who will guide the company, where to go, how to go. The organizational operations are highly influenced by the increasing rate of change in the environment. Change can be internal as well as external. Now, up till now, we only did change in the environment. Now, here they have also added change internally. Say management changed, or we introduced new technology, we innovated a new product. So the change can be internal as well as external. Nonetheless, our strategies have to cope up with all the changes. Maybe internal, maybe external. The task of, same thing is repeated. See, the task of crafting, that is making, implementing and executing the company's strategies are the heart and soul of managing a business enterprise. Formulate, implement, control. 3 things. Very simple. What is the strategic management? Now this is the definition which I have divided into parts, which will help you learn it easily. You will know the steps. Strategic management is nothing but the managerial process of developing a strategic vision. Where do we want to reach? And the objective. Set the objective. Crafting the strategy. Implement and evaluate the strategy, and the adjustments if there are changes in the environment. We have done the same thing. Strategy, strategic vision or objective. Craft a strategy, that is make a strategy. Implement it. Control, evaluate whether it is properly implemented or not. And the last point, if there are any unforeseen events, change accordingly. Strategic management involves, again it is the same thing. What is done in the definition, what is done previously, you can go through it. Developing company's vision, environmental scanning because of the changes, formulate, implement and control. Strategic management emphasis, what does it emphasize on? Monitoring and evaluation of external opportunities and threats. What are the opportunities outside? What are the threats from our competitors? In the light of our, that is company's internal strengths and weakness. Say, there is lot of opportunity out there, but we don't have resources. We have resources, but there are no opportunities right now. So we have to match that. Check external opportunities and threats. Compare with our internal strengths and weaknesses. Combine. Make a strategy. Make a strategy for survival and growth. Not every time a company can grow. Sometimes we need to survive. Now many times we hear people say that if you survive this, you can grow later. So when hard times come, we need to survive first. So our strategies should be made in such a way that the company can survive as well as grow. Define strategic management. You can easily define strategic management. Importance of strategic management. Now, what are the importance of strategic management? It will help company in lot of ways, obviously. Now, importance are nothing but the steps which we have already written, studied. The steps which we have already studied, we have already read and we know. And those are the importance. See, what are the benefits? It gives the direction to the company. It defines its goal and mission. It helps company to be proactive instead of reactive. The last point which we did. Check opportunities and threats from outside. match with internal strengths and weakness, and then draft a strategy. So if we find any opportunity, we have resources, grab it. Proactive strategy. And if you are in proactive strategy, many times you are at advantage. So a nice strategy will help us become more proactive than reactive. It provides a framework. It provides a framework for all the decisions of the enterprise, set of rules, so that everybody in the company knows what we have to do, how we have to do, what is expected from us. Prepare organization to face the future and act as pathfinder. Prepare company for future. There can be changes. There will be lots of problems, threats coming. Still, become the pathfinder. So if here's a problem, we can go like this. Or we can just avoid it. Or we can go through the problem. Depends on our strategy in our management. It helps company to avoid mistakes. If there is a sound strategy, like very nice strategy made, employees or companies won't make mistake because management will be on alert. The strategy will alert us whether we can give bribe or not. Check the company policy. Allowed in the framework, not allowed. Obviously, no one will allow it on paper, but it's like a deemed thing, whether our company gives bribe or it doesn't give bribe, whether our seniors are professional or it's like homely atmosphere. So these things we learn, and by that we can avoid lot of mistakes. It enhances the longevity of the business. Yes, at times we can forget growth when we want to survive. So, at the time of survival, we will stretch. Survive. When time will come, grow. So, it will help in increasing the longevity of the business. We can be in the business for more years if our strategic management is strong. Helps organization to develop certain core competencies and competitive advantage. Now I told you that when our management influences people, how it influences the people? With the power, its knowledge, its competence, and its resources. Right? So, when our management is highly competent, it will try to make the company competent. Say for example, right now, Jio's core competency is 5G. Other companies are yet to come. So by this time, people will be habituated of Jio. 5G. Now even when other companies will come, we might not want to change. Why? We are happy. So who developed this? Jio. Jio's management. They knew that here we are competent. Let's grab the opportunity. Right? So, strategy helps in developing core competencies of the company and gain that competitive advantage against our competitors. These are the questions. All 4 questions are related to the importance of strategy. Next topic, limitations of strategic management. Now, for the importance and the limitations, if you are not comfortable with this language, you can write easily in your own words. But the words which I had underlined in the importance, if you want to see. Alright. These are the words I had underlined in each line. These words should be there. So these are the basically the advantages of the strategic management. Rest you can write in your own words. Very easy. Right? Okay. Limitations of strategic management. Now, what are the limitations of strategic management? Highly complex, very complex. Imagine a company has to analyze so many things, do so much of research, then write down the strategies. Again, it will be keep on changing. It's an ongoing process. It's a very time consuming process. It's not that we sit, we write down, then the strategies are made. At times to make a strategy, it takes years to the companies. Its experience, its know-how, strengths, weakness, competitors, external opportunities, external threats, so many things comes together. So it's a very time consuming process. It's very costly process, yes. Because we need highly efficient management. They will take high efficient salaries. So yes, it is a very costly process. Plus to make strategies, we need certain tools, we need certain people, we need external help. For everything we have to pay. And competition is unpredictable. Who would have known Jio will come out with such amazing schemes and 5G and everything, where even Vodafone and Airtel and everyone's business can go down. So the competition is highly unpredictable, and hence many times our best of strategies might not work. The question: Ramesh Sharma has 15 stores selling consumer durables in Delhi region. 4 of these stores were opened in last 3 years. He believed in managing strategically and enjoyed significant sales of refrigerator, television, washing machine, air conditioners and like till 4 years back. With shift to the purchases to online stores, the sales of his stores came down to about 70% in last 4 years. Analyze the position of Ramesh Sharma in the light of limitations of strategic management. So in this case, what you are supposed to do is, first, you can write down the limitations of strategic management. 4 limitations, write down in short. Then, explain this question. That actually what is there in the question. So we can say that there's a particular firm which had opened its 4 shops last year. His sales were very good, but due to online purchases, his sales dropped down. Next, why this happened? Because the competition is very unpredictable. We can never know who is going to make next move, what will be the next move. And what he can do is he can also go on the online. He can also go online and start selling his products. So he can adapt his strategy. But again, to make a new strategy, it is time consuming and a costly process. So that's how you can write the answer. Do not start with your judgment that so and so person should do this and then write answer. No. Start with the topic. So the question is about limitation of strategic management. Start with the topic. Write down the topic in short. Write down the question, that is explain the question. Then combine the question with the topic. So that's how it will become your 3-paragraph answer. ठीक है? I will be discussing this many times when we'll do later such cases. Alright? Okay. Are there any limitations attached to the strategic management in organization? Yes, there are limitations. You can just jot it down. State with the following statement whether it is correct or incorrect. Strategic involvement involves huge cost. Yes, it does. It is very costly. Strategic management is very costly. Why? High-end managers, high salaries, more resources, very time consuming. Everything involves cost. The presence of strategic management cannot counter all hindrances and always achieve success for an organization. Just because we have strategic management in our company, does that mean that no problems will come in the company? No. There are limitations of strategic management. What? We cannot predict future. We cannot have rigid strategy. We have to keep on changing. If we don't change, we might lose. Strategic management is not a panacea for all corporate ills. It has its own pitfalls which can't counter all hindrances and always achieve success. Yes, pitfalls means limitations. So it has its own limitations. Just explain those limitations. Define strategic management, also discuss the limitations of strategic management. So hence, we'll end our session here. Hi. We'll end our session here. We did business policy, management, strategy, strategic management, combined all of them, understood the concept of strategy and strategic management. We did the importance of strategic management and its limitations. I hope you have marked the lines which I have marked. If not, while you are reading, underline it. And please read up to this before we start our next class, because it will be repetition. In this class itself, there were so many repetitions. So yes, before the next class begins, please read the material. If you have any doubt, you can contact us on the number given on the material. Can WhatsApp us or send direct message on Instagram. I will help you out with the solutions. Thank you. Bye bye. Take care. Enjoy.